Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan, coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Now what you're seeing on your screen here is one of the chariots of the Lord, the so-called UFOs, alright, which NASA saw, alright. They call it the Three-Eye Atlas, right? And even Apostle Taha went into a video. This is the video here, alright. Basically the people, what they did, they use a particular lens where they had to zoom in and to check out what they actually seeing, alright, out in space there. And they came across these images, alright. And Esau right now is scared. He's really scared because more and more things are revealing, where they came out, I think it's a couple of years ago, that they came across a ship that landed, and they say it was so-called black African Americans came out of that ship, alright. And that ship had the men that came out of that ship, they had weapons on them and so forth. They was tall, like 9 feet, 8 feet tall, and they look like a nation that never been conquered, alright. And that is the angels of the Lord. They are so-called black men, alright. They are so-called black men, not little green men that Esau teach you all up to this day, alright. They are so-called black men, alright. And Yahushai is known to be from the tribe of Judah, alright. The one who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, his name is Yahushai HaMashiach in the Paleo Hebrew, and he comes from the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called Negroes, alright. So without further ado, I'm just going to play a little clip here from Apostle Taha video, alright. And we're going to get one or two scriptures, okay. And Lord willing, this lesson here will be edifying to the elect of Israel.
It's coming off of its head, if you want to say that. Even better. Some could say
off the ear, I guess that's the ear too. It looks like a black fro of a young man, and then you can see his body.
And Salakia, I was to mention this, that this same guy here, who the video that I'm showing here, when you go on his page, alright, his channel is Dahboo, DAHBOO77, right? And when I went to the page looking for this particular video here, apparently like they had removed it, alright, because you're not seeing it, alright. So it just showing you that Esau is very scared, alright. They either remove it or he took it down, or I probably just missed it. Alright. But yeah, you know, it just showing you that Esau is scared. Alright? Because you don't want this particular secret to come out there. Alright, where people will be awoke. But a lot of people are waking up right now in this time. The scripture say, in the land of your captivity ye shall remember yourselves. Alright, it takes a true power, a true God to blind you, and that true power to wake you up. Alright? And to water to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for waking us up in this time. Alright? So let's continue here.
Even better. Some could say it even has horns coming off of its head, if you want to say that. And there's other features people always capture, and people are always going to think and say that it looks like whatever they think it looks like. But realistically, I don't know what to say besides it is wild looking. Even this little thing's been pointed out down here on the bottom, right below it. But the features, just crazy. It's wild looking. This is what you get when you zoom in on 3i Atlas. Again, no massive tail, nothing like that. This is no comet like we've ever seen before. But these places, like took the noise out of it, adjusted some lighting, as you can see in the middle one, and then just simply zoomed in on different areas. And you can see the different areas that are zoomed in on, some of the wild stuff that is there. Now, some of these places, like the image on the right, look like a painting, like a picture, like a drawing of some sort. It looks wild. That this
It look like a so-called black man. Alright, with a fro, to have the beard, you see the ears, the nose, the eyes, you know. And this is an image that Esau and these heathens is afraid of. Alright? Because trust me when I say, and when the men of the Lord say, that these devils, these heathens, they know who the Lord's people really are. Alright? They know. They just want their kingdom to continue forever. Alright? As the scripture said, inward thoughts is that their kingdom is going to continue forever. But the Lord is bringing back that to stop. Alright? Because right now this world is ruled in wickedness.
is what you're getting from this so-called Comet Atlas at this point. Again, this is from a solar telescope, and Dobsonian says he plans to try to go live on this thing later with the regular telescope. But the circular nature of this thing is wild. What is this on the right that we're looking at? It looks crazy. You know what it looks like to me? It looks like this guy in Assyrian Lamassu, or very close to a centaur with wings.
Yeah, Lamassu, or a griffin, also a griffin.
It's what it looks like.
I believe the griffin has an eagle's head. A man would be a. Let me bring that back. What did he call it? Lamassu?
Crazy. You know what it looks like to me? It looks like this guy in a Syrian Lamassu, or very close to a centaur with wings. It's what it looks like. I mean, to me, if you're gonna call details out, I mean, it clearly looks like the body, the hind legs, and the legs of something. It's got two arms off the top. It's got the wing coming off the back, and it's got a perfect head with eyes, nose, mouth features, and ear feature. It looks like almost like an afro. Is what it looks like to me. It's an ear feature. It looks like almost like an afro. Nose, mouth features, and ear feature. It looks like almost like an afro. Is what mouth features and ear feature. It looks like almost like an afro. Is what looks like.
See? Look just like an afro. Alright? And, you know, as you see in here, you know, the spaceship, you know, which you all just ignorantly call UFOs, right? And we know what they are, alright? And those are the Lord's chariots, those are the Lord's vehicles. That's how the angels, they travel and so forth, alright? And they're revealing themselves more and more now, alright? Onto the public. But guess what? A lot of these nations are getting scared, alright? Because for the guy to come out and speak about this particular image here, you know, where it looks like a so-called black man, alright? As I mentioned, you know, I went looking for the same video, alright, and I didn't come across it, alright? So it's either he removed it or they took it down, right? Because, you know, these devils, they are scared. These images and whatnot that is starting to be revealed, you know, Esau wants you to remember these type of things, you know. This is what he wants you to focus on. This is what Esau wants you to look at, all right? These type of paintings. This is Esau. This is so-called white man God. This is his version of how the Lord should look, right? What a so-called white man, you know, a big hardback man with a dress on, all right? The Lord don't deal with nothing like that, all right? The scripture talk about, you know, a woman is not to wear what is pertaining onto a man, all right? Which is pants and these different type of things. And a man is not to wear what is pertaining onto a woman, which is these dress and whatnot. Alright, the Lord is not an author of confusion. Alright? And this is what Esau is pushing. He's pushing confusion. He's pushing evil. He's pushing wickedness. Alright? And this is what our people rather dwell and believe and trust in. Alright? You know, they don't want people to know the truth. Alright? They want people to believe and see these things and say, well, you know, our God a so-called white man. You know? Why? Because the so-called white man is superior right now. But guess what? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know, Job 9:24. Alright? So they have a time to rule right now, which that time is coming up to an end. Alright? And they're trying to basically hide they're trying to hide the truth from Israel, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today. Alright?
Said it looks like an afro.
With eyes, nose, mouth features, and ear feature. It looks like
It's like an afro. He said it. That's why, let me do this again. He said it looks like an afro.
With eyes, nose, mouth features, and ear feature. It looks like almost like an afro.
Almost like an afro. Afro. That's what it looks like. See the face?
This is what it looks like to me. He's looking back.
And it's clear. All right, it's clear as day. You know. Let's get on the two scriptures real quick. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah 10 and verse 2. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them." Alright? Don't be, the Lord tell us clearly, don't learn the ways of the heathens. Alright, the heathens these are the 17 nations. Alright? We are not to learn the ways of them. We are not to follow their gods. We are not to, do the same type of things that they do. Alright? What we're supposed to do is follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright? Because we have our laws, statutes, and commandments to follow. Alright? They didn't get that. We got it. Alright? We are different. We are holy. Holy goes into what? Separate. We are separate from these other nations. Alright? It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven." Alright? For the heathen are dismayed at them. Alright? So the heathens will see these signs, these different things, alright, that the guy here had showed on his video, and people are going to see that and get scared. Alright? I'm gonna say the people, the heathens, the ones who are not the Lord's people. They're gonna see them thing and be like, they will get frightened. Alright? Because they see the truth coming out. Alright? What was hidden in the dark, it is going to reveal in the light. And this is what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is doing right now. He's revealing all these secrets now. You're going to learn the truth. You're going to know that the Lord is a so-called black man. Alright? So coming back to the other video. They seeing these things happening and whatnot in the skies, and getting scared. And what this also remind me of, like them, sometimes you go in those microscope, and you're looking at the stuff, the little bacteria and them kind of things like that. You might see little things looking similar to this and whatnot. It reminds me of that also. But you could clearly see this is out in the Shemayams, right? Out in space up there. Alright, you see the stars, you see in the chariot. Alright, and it's a very huge chariot. Alright, and as the scripture also goes into, the curse that is coming up on the earth, which these devils are very scared of, because they know what is coming. Alright, they know that they have a short time. Alright, this is Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 3. It says, "Then said he unto me," Salakia. Let's read from verse 1. Zechariah 5 and 1. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll." Right? A flying roll. What kind of thing is this here? Alright? Let's come back here. It says, verse 2, "And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll." Alright? He saw what? A flying roll. Alright? Because this is how he could have presented. This is how he could have explained it. depending on the things that he knows are wrong in, all right, he's accustomed to. He could be able to apply it with those things, you know. If it is somebody had to explain it in this time, in this day and age, in 2025 here, if someone had to explain it, they will explain it the way that they could. Excuse me. That they could explain it, all right? Depending on the things that they grew up seeing and so forth, right? Verse 2 again, it says, And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits, right? So it's not, it wasn't a very big chariot that he saw, all right? But you're going to see what is really and truly that chariot, all right? It says, Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, for every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off, as on this as on that side according to it, right? So this is what a curse that is saw when they look through the James Webb telescope. You know, they watch through whatever other high-tech devices they have there. You know, this is what they saw, all right? And guess what? They scared, all right? They're scared of the things that they're seeing coming, all right? Because that is that curse that coming to bring judgment upon the earth, all right? Yahushai is coming on that massive fathership, all right? And he's coming with also his angels, and his millions of angels coming with Yahushai, all right? You know, some of them might tell themselves, you know, how we know this is the Lord's own. You know, guess what? The Lord created the heavens, he created the earth, all right? He speak about he stretched out the heavens like a curtain and so forth, you know. And let's get some scriptures. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Psalms 104. And let's start from verse 2. It says, Who covereth thyself with light as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain, who laid the beams of the chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, right? So in those times, they could have only look at the chariots and say, hey, those things, those flying clouds, you know? Because that's all they could have, you know, they didn't know about the airplane and the helicopter at that time, right? But they could have only describe the chariots as clouds, all right? Because they also cloak themselves and make themselves look like clouds, all right? It says, who laid the beam of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, right? So these things that you see flying around, you know, many times, all right, they have different shapes, sizes. You know, some of these things, they might look big like that, and they could easily get small, They could grow back big. Alright? These things are what? Spirits. So they could form themselves no matter however they feel to. Alright? This is the power. This is one of the power that they have. Alright? Let's come back here. Yeah, next one real quick. Because you know, as I say, Esau he's very scared of what happening, what he's seeing, and he's trying to basically come out, he's trying to not make any mistake to cause anything to happen for the Lord to return. Alright? But every step that Esau make is what the Lord ordained Esau to do. Alright? He put Esau to do these things. Everything that you're seeing happening today on the earth, the reason the earth like this today, in chaos, in madness, is because this devil, Esau Edom, is in control. Alright? This is Isaiah 19:1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon his swift cloud, which is these chariots, alright, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right? The Lord is coming to destroy Babylon the Great, aka America, spiritual Egypt. You know, this wicked place, these wicked people. Alright? These chariots also, you know, they have the hidden away guns on them. Alright? The laser beams. Alright? They don't shoot bullets like what Esau does do. Alright? These bullets and them cannot penetrate these things. Missiles cannot penetrate these things. Alright? Nothing could penetrate these things. That's why when they saw them in the earlies, you know, years back, you know, they mentioned that these men that came out of that ship, they look like basically like no one to fuck around with. They look like a nation that never been conquered. So you could just imagine the posture they had. You could just imagine the way they were, how austere they were, how serious they are. One angel would destroy this whole entire earth. So when the Lord returns, he's coming to slaughter all those that hate him, starting with Esau Edom. This is the book of Amos chapter 9 and verse 6. It says, it is he that buildeth his stories in the heaven. Right? Who you talking? You think you're talking about here? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? All the things that you see in out there in space and whatnot, the Lord created these things. Alright? Out there is water. Alright? It have bounds that Esau cannot pass. And he knows that. So when Esau always say that he goes out in space, Esau don't ever pass space. Alright? He always lie. He's forgers of lies. Alright? Amos 9 and 6, it says, it is he that buildeth his stories in the heaven, and has founded his troop in the earth. He that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poured them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord Yahweh is his name. Alright? There's not no God It's not no Yahweh, alright? It's none of those names. It's not no Yahuwah or Yah, alright? His name is Yahweh in the Paleo Hebrew. Yahweh, alright? That is his true biblical name. If you don't believe, well then that's your business. Alright, but we believe. We have faith in that name. Alright, since we came into this truth, brothers could tell you and could give you testimonies of seeing things that they never witnessed before they came into this truth. Alright? Since they're calling upon those true names. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Alright? You know, let's get one more and close it off. Let's go to Revelation. Alright, because many people, you know, all y'all are going to see the Lord. Alright? Everyone is going to see the Lord. All those from back then, in the days of old. You all are here today. Alright? Through reincarnation. Alright? If you don't believe in reincarnation, you better believe. Because when you meet the Lord again, you're going to remember. Alright? And you're going to remember all your iniquities, all your wickedness you have been doing. And you was not listening. This is Revelation 1 and verse 7. It says, Behold, he cometh with clouds. Alright? Which is those chariots of the Lord. And every eye shall see him. Every eye, it didn't say some people is going to see him and some not. Every eye. When you raise up the dead, they are going to see him. Alright? The animals is going to see him. The people alive is going to see him. Let's see who else is going to see him. It says, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. Alright, when he was on the cross, you know, and those other soldiers and whatnot, they came and they take that dagger and they, you know, that spear and stick him on his side, you know, and they saw what living water running out of him. Alright, all those who was back then, why would it say something like this? Because this is a prophecy that hasn't happened yet. Alright, so if it say, and they also which pierced him, it means that person from back then is here today. And that person is in one of these militaries right now. Most likely they might be in Babylon. Alright? One of those soldiers, one of those generals probably. Alright? And when they do see the Lord coming with clouds, then they will remember they just fucked up. It says, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so Amen. It says, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord Yahushai, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. So with that, I hope this lesson here is edifying to the elect of Israel. I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan signing out, and I will say Shalom. Keep strong, Akim, and Akwat out there. Shalom.